Anyway, as I was cut off, I don't know if my other file's saved. I'll go over all this again. I have a stainless steel plate right here, and this plate connects each of these tubes to each other. We're not worried about amperage here. We're not worried about the amperage. The amperage will take care of itself. What we're worried about here is voltage. Voltage and stepping that voltage. So voltage passing through metal, especially stainless, aluminum, stuff like that, it passes very quickly. Voltage. We're not concerned here about amperage. We're worried about the voltage. Voltage can go off into infinity, is what Mr. Myers had speculated. Well, that's true. This plate right here that I've constructed to put this negative to this 3/4 pipe, and down here is a 1-inch pipe. This pipe sits inside of this pipe. This pipe right here sits inside of this one. So what I'm doing is dispersing all around as a series. It's a series energy source, and that source comes from DC, direct current, and an oscillating frequency to break down the molecule and the covalent bonds of the water molecule. I have here a positive plate. Here's the negative plate. I put the negative plate at the bottom. And the reason I did that is to keep the series type motion going, where the beginning and the ending ends here. There's a series. It goes in a motion like this, and it's constantly in the frequencies pulling more and more. This unit is upside down right now. When I load it into the canister, I'll flip it over, and right here I'll have my negative. Right here I'll have my positive. They're not yet, I have not yet bored the holes for that, but I will shortly. I'm going to bore a hole here, and hook the wire, which is down in here. Hook that wire in and tack it, and it will stay there. Alright. And then my positive will be tacked to this right here. I haven't even tacked any of these tubes yet, so it's not ready to actually go into operation. I have to. This is a ready construction, and to finish it, I need to tack these pipes to this metal here. This is stainless, 316 stainless. This is a 1-inch pipe. This is a 3/4 pipe. There's 1-inch holes that these fit through, 3/4 holes that these fit through. With the plate above, there's a space here. If you can see that space right there, there's a space. That space is what keeps this from interfering with this and the flow of the electrons. Like I said earlier, they flow. Once they begin flowing, and the more voltage you put to the system, the more hydrogen that is produced. Now, you can put a lot of voltage in a lot of amperage, but that's not going to get the job done. It's only going to heat the whole unit up and probably melt down. What you need to do is oscillate the currents. Once the currents are oscillated at 30 megahertz, is what I found that works the best, that voltage takes over and it does the work. It's actually a potential that is doing the work. So Mr. Myers, in the sense of producing hydrogen from water, understood that the electromagnetic forces used electricity in the voltage as a potential to separate the water molecule from the hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen from the hydrogen. Now, once you've separated the hydrogen and oxygen, you have to do something with the amperage, which is the current that is going through the system. Well, what I've done is made a 6-inch diameter and dispersed in the water the amperage. There's a 6-inch tube that I fill it up to the top. It holds 3 gallons, and I can run a generator on this for a month without adding water. So the efficiency of it is quite spectacular. It works very well, and the proof is in the construction. And the idea is to disperse the amperage so the thing doesn't heat up. You don't want to get it hot. Heat is the enemy. You want to keep low amperage, high voltage. Low amperage, low voltage. In both of those senses work in compatibility with each other to keep the unit cool. And that's the priority that I've set for myself here. We don't want it to heat up. We want to keep it cool. If you're in the jungles, and you got 100-degree temperatures, you don't want this thing going up to 210 degrees and melting everything down. So that's what I've done here. I've dispersed the amperage and kept it cool in the process. I've also regenerated the electrons off of the oxygen with a coil that fits on top of this. This is upside down right now. When I flip this over, on top of this right here, on top of the unit, there's a coil which will pick up the it's a electromagnetic coil which picks up the oxygen electrons and the hydrogen electrons. If any electrons are left over, this will pick up those electrons and put it back into the system, therefore making the system 100% more efficient than the old designs. It's reutilizing energy that's being lost through the amperage. basically. So that's what I've done there. When I get it all together, I'll let you all see it. Till then, au revoir. Bye.